the belief that kept him poor. Ethan worked long hours at a warehouse earning a modest salary. Every 2 weeks, he received his paycheck and felt hopeful for a few days. But by the end of the month, the money was gone. Rent, groceries, gas, phone bills, and unexpected expenses seemed to consume everything he earned. Whenever he watched videos about wealth, he noticed that many successful people appeared to have high-paying careers or businesses. Deep down, Ethan convinced himself that building wealth was impossible for someone like him. One evening, after checking his bank account and seeing only a few dollars remaining before payday, he felt frustrated. He had been working hard for years but had little to show for it. Then he met an older coworker named Robert who seemed calm and financially secure despite earning a similar salary. Curious, Ethan asked Robert how he managed his money. Robert smiled and said something that changed Ethan's life. Wealth isn't built by how much you make. It's built by what you keep and what you do with it. Ethan didn't fully understand the meaning of those words, but he decided to listen. Over the following weeks, Robert shared stories of ordinary people who became financially independent without six-figure incomes. Ethan realized that wealth wasn't reserved for the lucky or highly paid. It was often the result of small decisions repeated over many years. That realization sparked a new belief. Maybe he didn't need a bigger paycheck to start building wealth. Maybe he needed a better plan. Learning to control money instead of chasing it. Robert's first lesson was simple. Before trying to make more money, Ethan needed to learn how to control the money he already had. Ethan spent an entire month tracking every dollar he spent. The results shocked him. Small purchases that seemed harmless were costing hundreds of dollars every month. Frequent fast food meals, convenience store snacks, unused subscriptions, impulse online purchases, and random spending had quietly become financial leaks. Instead of feeling guilty, Ethan treated the discovery as valuable information. He created a budget that gave every dollar a purpose before he spent it. He set aside money for necessities, savings, and future investments. The process wasn't exciting. In fact, it felt boring compared to dreams of getting rich quickly. But for the first time, Ethan knew exactly where his money was going. He stopped buying things simply because he could afford the monthly payment and started asking whether a purchase would improve his future. Months later, he noticed something remarkable. Although his salary hadn't increased, he had more money left at the end of each month than ever before. The feeling of control gave him confidence. He no longer feared every unexpected expense. More importantly, he began to understand that wealth starts with the gap between what you earn and what you spend. The larger that gap becomes, the more opportunities you create for your future self. The power of investing small amounts. After building a small emergency fund, Ethan asked Robert what came next. Robert introduced him to investing. Ethan laughed at first. He assumed investing was only for wealthy people with thousands of dollars. Robert explained that investing is simply putting money to work so it can grow over time. Ethan started small. He invested a modest amount every month into diversified stock market index funds. The amount seemed insignificant. Some months it felt almost pointless. But Robert reminded him that consistency mattered more than size. Ethan learned about compound growth and how money could earn returns, which then generated additional returns year after year. At first, the progress seemed invisible. His investment account grew slowly. Yet after several years, the numbers became more meaningful. The money he invested began earning more money than he could have imagined. Ethan realized that wealth often grows quietly. Most people quit because they expect dramatic results immediately. They underestimate what can happen over 10, 20, or 30 years. While friends chased expensive lifestyles, new cars, and luxury purchases, Ethan continued investing. He wasn't trying to look wealthy. He was trying to become wealthy. Over time, his investments became one of the most valuable financial assets he owned. He learned that you don't need large amounts of money to start investing. You simply need the discipline to start and the patience to continue. Increasing income without depending on one job. Several years later, Ethan had made significant progress, but he wanted to accelerate his financial growth. Robert encouraged him to focus on increasing his skills and creating additional income streams. Ethan began taking free online courses after work. He learned skills that made him more valuable at his job. Eventually, he earned a promotion and received higher pay. At the same time, he started a small side business on weekends. The extra income wasn't huge in the beginning, but he directed nearly all of it toward investments rather than lifestyle upgrades. This decision made a massive difference. Many people increase their income only to increase their spending. Ethan chose a different path. Every raise, bonus, and side income dollar became a tool for building assets. He understood that one source of income could disappear at any time. Having multiple income streams provided security and flexibility. There were difficult moments. Some evenings he felt exhausted. Some weekends he wanted to relax instead of working on his side project. Yet he kept reminding himself of the life he wanted to build. Each sacrifice was temporary, but the financial benefits could last for decades. Slowly, his investment portfolio grew faster. His savings increased. Opportunities began appearing that would have been impossible only a few years earlier. Wealth wasn't arriving through luck. It was being built one decision at a time. The long-term wealth mindset. 10 years after that conversation with Robert, Ethan looked back at his journey. His salary was still far from extraordinary, but his financial life had completely changed. He had an emergency fund, investments, multiple income sources, and significantly less financial stress. Most importantly, he had developed a wealth-building mindset. He no longer viewed money as something to spend immediately. He saw it as a tool that could create freedom, security, and future opportunities. Ethan realized that wealth isn't about appearing rich. It's about owning assets that generate value over time. Looking around, he noticed that many people earning much more than him were still struggling financially because their spending rose as quickly as their income. Meanwhile, people with average incomes who consistently saved and invested often achieved remarkable results. One day, a younger coworker approached Ethan and asked how he seemed so financially secure despite earning a normal salary. Ethan smiled because he remembered asking Robert the same question years earlier. He shared the lesson that had transformed his life. Wealth isn't built in a single year, a lucky investment, or a sudden windfall. It is built through patience, discipline, consistent investing, controlled spending, and the willingness to think long-term. The greatest advantage isn't a high salary. The greatest advantage is time combined with good financial habits. Anyone willing to follow that path can begin building wealth today, regardless of how much they currently earn. The journey may be slow, but slow progress repeated consistently can eventually lead to extraordinary results.